I'm Luke Mann with Rangeline Homes here in Evergreen, Colorado at our 2-dog Vista build. Last episode, we poured the slab. Since then, we've gone vertical. I am standing on the concrete that was poured in our last episode, which allowed us to go vertical with the steel, but also, as you can see around the house, the excavator really cleaned up the site. He's filled in the leach field, the septic tanks have been buried. We had to take down a couple of trees over by our detention ponds, which is required by the county. And the reason why those are required by the county is because we no longer have impervious ground, which means we're covering that ground that used to be natural and the natural grade, which could soak up the rainwater, snow melt, things like that. But we have things like asphalt and roofing that are going onto this home, which are not impervious. So we have to have a place for all of that water to go. Now that the slab has been poured, you can really begin to see the outline of the home. This house is over 7,000 square feet and it's really spread out. All right, let's go talk about the steel. Part of the requirement up here in Evergreen and the elevation we're at is because we have really high snow load. We also have really high wind load. Most homes that we build have some steel in them, but not all have this amount of steel. So we've got over 27 feet here that this one beam in the roof system needs to span. And in order to meet the engineer specifications, we had to have steel. And so this whole room here is one big great room. You got the kitchen, you got the dining area, got a fireplace at that end, but what's really cool about this, and part of the reason why we had to use the steel, was to create these openings. So this is one big lift and slide door to make it indoor, outdoor living, because we're gonna have a patio over here, and you can see the cantilever that comes off this end of the house, and this cantilever spans so there won't be any walls or obstructions for views. Right here is another sliding door, and this door will actually open up and slide and pocket into this wall here. Wherever we could put a thermal break in the steel, we did. And as you can see up there, that red plate, that's a thermal break. Just like we did down here at the slab. The slab is gonna warm up with the hydronic heating. We put a 2-inch piece of foam between the slab and the foundation wall, of which I talked about in the last episode. We did the same thing with the steel. And so what we don't want is, we don't want on those cold days, we don't want that cold steel transferring that cold into the steel. Wherever we could do that and wherever we could put that in, we did. One of the really exciting features of this home is the Vista Room, and that's behind me. It's this cantilevered section behind me that you can see is sticking out. It's going to be wrapped in all glass. And what that will do is provide incredible views for our homeowners of the mountain range to the south, and as well as Mount Evans. So the gentleman behind me is completing all the welds at the Vista Room and all of that steel. So as they install it, they actually tack weld the elements together, whether it's a post to an I-beam or just the floor system itself. And what he's doing is he's filling in all the rest of the welds. I am standing in the mechanical room, which is getting framed out right now. All of our infrastructure made it in, our water lines, hydronics. We have our staircase that leads up to the main level in this area, and I'm walking down the hallway, which leads outside as well as to 2 bedrooms. So something that's different about this house that I have not done personally on any of our previous homes is an exterior staggered stud wall, which I really like. And what that does is it creates a complete thermal break from inside to outside. So there's no transmission of that hot or that cold from the outside to the inside. Not only will it help with our insulation, but also with sound attenuation. Our windows are triple pane European style window, and we have our staggered stud wall system on the exterior walls. This home is going to be very quiet and very efficient. One thing when you're building in Evergreen at 8,500 feet is the climate can be so different. We've already had 16 inches of snow up here, 2 snowfalls, 8 inches each. And as you can see, there's no snow, there's nothing remaining. It's 70 degrees today, and that's one of the important things about our thermal break, is because our weather can fluctuate so much up here. It can be 20 degrees and snowing, or 70 degrees on November 17th. I'm gonna tell you a quick story. One day, my steel contractor was out here working and they saw a herd of elk across the way in one of the fields over there. And there was a massive bull elk along with that herd. And then all of a sudden the steel guys saw a mountain lion trying to attack that herd. And the bull elk made sure to protect his herd by charging at that mountain lion. And then later that day, the clients came on site, as they normally do, and they were walking their dogs later on that day, and they actually saw a mountain lion running across the field. So I would imagine it's that same mountain lion. And then later on that evening, we have security cameras on site. I got a notification, and I see on the security camera one mountain lion running through the camera, and then the second mountain lion came through, which is another unique element to building in the foothills. So thanks again for watching. There's a lot going on. There's a lot more in store in the next episode. Make sure to like and subscribe.